Hey guys, you're watching this one and only. My name is AJ. Welcome back to another episode of Let's Build ZombieZ 2. Now, we've got the spawn set up. We've got our 4 beds. It's up to 4 players for each time you play it. We've got the normal route, which gives you a set of armor, which I haven't even filled in yet. And we've got the hardcore route, which starts you off with nothing. Not even a sword. You get zilch. Did I forget the trapdoors? I did. I forgot the trapdoors on... Well, not trapdoors, pressure plates. Pressure plate. 1, 2, 3, 4. All that's for is to close the doors behind you when you walk in there. Now, this is where the map is going to start. We want a sort of open, squarish area, which we're going to fill with caravans and camping equipment and tents and stuff like that. But this lever, either this one here if you're playing on normal mode, or this lever right here if you're playing on hardcore mode, they're gonna both be hooked up to the same clock, okay? And this initial same clock, which we'll have underneath the ground here, will be the initial zombie start. So maybe there'll be 5 locations, let's say 5 locations around the map where zombies will spawn. And we can increase the amount of dispensers that fire out zombies by unlocking extra areas on the map, sort of like in Call of Duty Zombies. Oops. Sort of like in Call of Duty Zombies, where if you go into a certain building, you'll unlock a different machine or a different potion, but the downside of unlocking that bonus area is that the game gets harder. There's more places for zombies to spawn. So the same thing is going to happen here. What I want to do, this is going to literally open you up straight into the map. You're going to, as soon as you go through the doors, you're going to be in the map and the game's going to start. So we want to build some caravans for the first thing. I think we want maybe some snow for the whiteness of the caravan. Let's go for a classic red and white caravan here. So we're going to want red and white. We're going to want maybe a block of coal for the wheels with a button on it. Some stained, or normal glass or stained glass. We'll go with normal glass for the moment. And maybe... No, we're going to have to use quartz, not snow. We use quartz because that way we get the slab and stair equivalent of them both. And we get to make a more rounder looking caravan. And maybe a lever on... If we have a lever on the top for an aerial, people might think that you have to flick it to do something. So no, I think we'll leave that. Okay, so first caravan. This is going to be our test caravan. We want 1 wheel here. And I think we'll have... How many blocks deep? We want all of these caravans to be accessible. Maybe some of them are accessible for free, like you can just walk in them. Some to either hide or, you know, calm down a little bit, get your bearings back, get yourself re-equipped, eat something or something like that. And then we want some of the, maybe the bigger caravans and some of the bigger RVs, you actually have to pay to get in. And if you pay to get in there, there's usually something good like some loot or maybe another potion thing, etc, etc. So, I think we'll have white and then red. And this is also going to be the level where the windows are. On there. That looks pretty good. And then we'll have the back of the caravan. I think we'll go 4 blocks wide. 4 blocks wide gives you a lot of room to be able to walk through that way. And then we want slab along here. Probably down the middle as well. We could always swap those out for stone slabs if you wanted it grey on the inside. But for the moment, just to get the shape of the caravan, I think we'll go with this. We want white at the back. Poke out a couple of holes for windows on the back. We're going to want a door to get in. We'll have the door on this side, I think. You know, this is somewhere where you're initially going to see when you come out the door. You might go in here straight away. So we'll have it like that. Yeah, that's looking pretty good. Do we want a flat front? If I take those slabs out, maybe that would be better. Try and get a bit more of a shape to it that way. And then we'll have the top. Now the top will start off with this. Then we'll go to full blocks down either side and on the front. I think we've got a pretty good shape here. And then the slabs on top. Now we need a tow tow hitch on it, but I think that's a pretty... That looks like a caravan. Yeah, no, I can see that as a caravan. We can go inside here. We've got a decent amount of room for potion machine and whatever we want on the inside. Maybe a little loot chest. We'll put some furniture down as well. We're going to want a little... Now, this is an odd number. Oh, this is an even number. 4 blocks wide, which makes a tow hitch difficult to do. But maybe... Ooh, maybe that's all you need. Something like that. And then drop them down onto the floor. I don't like that, dropping down on the floor. What about just like that? No, I like that. That looks like a caravan to me. I'm happy with that. We might have... Well, no. I was going to say we might have ladders to give you the ability to get on top of it. But the only problem with that is I remember when I built the first ZombieZ map a couple of years ago, I did have buildings and stuff that you could get on top of. The only problem with that is that the zombies couldn't get up there. Obviously, zombies can't climb ladders. Zombies can't, you know, get up into those spots. And it ended up with you having, like, the safest spot in the world at the top to be able to kill zombies. You could snipe them off with a bow. You had all the time in the world to be able to recover. And it slowed the game down too much, and I didn't like it. However, what if we... Hold on, I'll just see if that looks better. Nope. Nope, not at all. I like it back there. So I don't want to be able to get on top of the caravans. And if you can get on top of a building, I want zombies to be able to spawn up there, maybe. To make it a little bit harder, not quite as easy. Okay, that's looking good, though. So that's going to be our caravan design. We can do these longer. We can do... Well, I don't really want them shorter, but we can definitely do them longer. We want some RVs now. So let's do an RV design. We want a wheel here. Let's do this one with the front facing that way. And I think if we take... now, I don't know off the top of my head, but I know Generic B does a really good RV. The Hermit Mobile or something that he calls it. It's a really sick looking RV in Minecraft. Now, I don't know it off the top of my head, but he uses it purple and white is his color scheme on it. So maybe we'll have that as like a reference to Jenny B. We want white down the bottom. Then the next level up is going to be purple. So an RV, if you don't know what an RV is, here in the UK we very rarely have RVs. We call them like camper vans, I suppose we would call them over here. But in America, they're basically like a caravan and car in one, like a van and a motorhome. There's a lot of words for them. But yeah, we don't really have too much of them in the UK. I'm going to do it with this purple. Jenny B uses purple wool, but I think the purple clay looks a little bit cleaner for us. The wool has a bit of a stranger texture on it. We want it to probably come out to about here. Windscreen will go in there, maybe with... No, I'm going to put that back. I'm going to put that there. I'm going to take that away. And then the glass panes are going to go along the front here, and this is going to be the windscreen. Like that. Yeah? Yeah, no, that'll work. We're going to have to put some windows in here, because at the moment it looks a little bit like a delivery van. We don't really want a delivery van look. We want a motorhome look. So let's take a space out for the door to go in there. Now we look a little bit more like an ice cream truck. In fact, poking a window in there. Boom! Look, ice cream truck. No, I want to take this out. And that out, so we'll have a couple of single doors, single windows. Jenny B definitely isn't like that. I think he has double windows on his, but we can always have different styles of RV. We don't want them all being exactly the same. That's looking pretty cool. I don't know if it's quite long enough, but we can always do a longer one. We can always make a longer one. This is our first test one. Let's run these along the top. And we want an awning on the side. Make it look a little bit more camping caravan-esque. As far as the size of the map goes, I don't really know yet. I don't know how wide I want it to be. I don't know how long I want it to be. I don't want it to be huge, though. In fact, we might go from, obviously, that edge to here. Something like that. And then sort of, you can imagine like the size of the square. If we made it into a square, then that would probably be pretty good, I think. Okay, awning. We're going to want some either fences or walls. I think I'll go for a nice light fence look. And I want it from here. 1, 2, 3. 3 blocks, I think we want. And 1, 2, 3. I'm going to drop this one in by 1. And then it's not quite on the edge. And then we're going to grab some carpet. We want purple and white to go with the RV itself. And we're going to want some string so the carpet can float. So we want a white one on there. And then we want carpets, or string, sorry, along here. Not easy to place because you can't see it. But I think that's all of them. I'm pretty sure that's all of them. White, white, and white. Purple, purple, purple. White, white, white. Okay, there's a nice little... Now we're looking a little bit more like an RV. We're not quite looking as as ice cream truck-esque. Now we would have a seat there to the steering wheel, and then a couple of beds at the back, furnace, stuff like that would work out really well. We can put a furnace in there and maybe hide a weapon in it, or probably not rotten flesh. I'm thinking about maybe a food, and have like a very small amount of actual food around the map, but most of the time, like I said last episode, you have to eat rotten flesh in order to survive. Okay, so let's dress this up now. We're going to want item frames. Item frames with some snowballs for some headlights. And then we're going to want some trapdoors on the front here. What tab? This tab? There we go. Trapdoors on the front. Grab some signs for a number plate. I'm just going to do a double one, seeing as it's a 4 wide thing. That's a really tall front, isn't it? I don't know, for a prototype one, we're not too bad yet. We'll put these on the back. Put that down. Grab a redstone block for some rear lights in there. We don't want some lights at the top. No, I think we're good. I think that's good. Okay, so we've got two different types of somewhat, let's class them as buildings that we can walk in. I've got chainmail stuff. I saw it in the top corner. I was like, huh? That's weird. We've got 2 types of sort of buildings that we can get in here. Let me just build down like 2 or 3 more of these, and I shall be back. Okay, in this really weird way, this is already getting like a spooky feel to me. I don't know why. Because at the moment, it's a happy caravan park where everybody's having fun, and the caravans are about here. The lawn looks nice. The grass is green. But because we know what's coming, we know that this isn't going to be all happy and jolly for long. I don't know why. It just has this really dark feel to it. Now, I did Google Jenny B's RV because I wanted to know what was different about it, and I forgot that it's a sort of survival project or a survival home, so there's a lot of survival stuff built into it. In fact, these 4 blocks at the bottom here are furnaces, so he can smelt his stuff up. These blocks here, these corner ones, are redstone lamps that are powered by levers, which are the controls to the RV itself, and a couple of other sort of small changes. One, actually, that I do want to add, which is wing mirrors. Boop. There we go, some wing mirrors on the side there. We should do that on this one. I built another one over here. This one's sort of got a more brownish tinge to it. I still need to do an awning on it. I still need to do the front and the details on it. But I looked. We need some sort of caravan-y like tops on some of these. Something like that. That's like the what do you call them? Like the air gap, the air vent in the top that you can usually lift up if you're getting a little bit hot at night. You can lift it up and that let a little bit of air in. And then something that I thought of was some sort of aerial on the top. Now, I did say earlier on the episode, if we use levers, people might think that they need to flick them. So instead, I'm trying to think if I want to use cobblestone walls or if I want to use iron bars. Let's try iron bars. Instead, if we use iron bars, and we do it like that, It's sort of, yeah, that's cool. That's cool. That's like a little aerial. I just want this on like a couple of them. I might take that little bit out there. And then have it like that. Yeah. That's looking really cool. Already, I'm really liking this. This RV is a little bit longer than that one as well. It's a little bit bigger. Gives it a slightly different shape. In fact, we could probably fit in another couple of windows. It's that big. It's a big old one. Oh yeah, look at that. Perfect. Okay, grab some signs. Grab some item frames. Grab some snowballs. Grab some... We'll go with red wool for the rear lights on this one. Makes it a little bit different. Put those down. We want trapdoors. In fact, I could use iron trapdoors on this one again to make it a little bit different from the other one. And we can power that from the inside by grabbing a lever. Still that problem of people. People are going to want to flick these levers, aren't they? It's not going to do any problem. It's not gonna cause any problem, is it? So we want a light down here and a light here. But then I want some lights across the top of this one as well, like 4x4 lights. Yeah, that looks cool. I like that. On the back here, oops, we want... well, let's do it as mud flaps on this one. That makes it, again, a little bit different. Again, we'll have number plate up there. And then some lights, oops, in there. Yeah, I like that. Just those little subtle differences are really going to help us out. I want to have a vehicle, though. I want to have a vehicle hooked up to one of these, maybe, like pulling this green caravan here. Let's see if we can pull off some sort of vehicle. We're going to want wheels. Big old chunky wheels. I like these type. They're the best wheels for Minecraft. We're going to want some slabs. We're going to want some sort of stair type. Maybe a wood. Let's try a wood. We'll get like one of each wood type. We're going to want some glass. Something along the lines of that. Not stained or anything like that. And I think for the moment, apart from the details, that's pretty good. So we're going to want a wheel there. And maybe, I don't know, 3 blocks apart. That's my normal sort of car size. And I think I want to do this... See, being 3 blocks, it does make it odd for the caravan. But I think 4 blocks is going to look too big for this type of car. So we'll put these down here and here. We're going to want to slab the bottom. And slab this side. Have some stairs. Along here. I think that's about... I think it's okay. And then something like this to go over the front wheel. Look like a little bit of an arch going over the front wheel. And like this. Ooh. How did I do that? Oh, they're the right way up. There we go. Like that. Huh? Why is it doing that? It's not doing that on this side. Look at that. That hooks up fine. There we go. How weird was that? That looked really odd for a minute. We're going to want to have item frame and snowball. Oops. On the front here. This is actually going to be the front. It's sort of a 4x4-ish look. It looks a little bit odd at the minute. That does look really odd. Can we make this into a winch? Could I put a tripwire hook on here? How would I do that? I can't put one on there, can I? Because it's like 1.5 blocks. But boy, would that look cool. I could put it on the bottom. Oops. I sort of like that. I know it's a little bit weird, but I sort of like that. Let's put that upside down. And then we want a windscreen. Let's grab our glass that I just got rid of. Along here. And down there and there. Put in our wing mirrors on the edge. I think we'll go one more. Don't want to go one more. No, that looks pretty good. And then we'll slab up this side. No, I don't like that. I think I like this better. I want to leave a spot for maybe a window to go in there. Cough. And I think that's looking pretty good. How am I going to cover this top up? Do I go all the way? Hey, no, that's looking pretty cool. It looks a little old. I must admit, that might be the wood that's doing that and making it look older. Now that looks better. That I'm afraid that does look better. It looks a little bit old, but I mean it'll do the job for sure. If I have it that way up, actually, what way do I prefer? That way? I think I prefer it like that. Boy, does that look old school, though. Okay, no, we'll go with it. We'll go with it. Put those on the back. Have, I don't know, maybe some redstone dust. All 3 vehicles so far have had different lights on the back. Like that. We want to get some signs. From definitely mud flaps actually on the tyres here. That'll look awesome. What a creative little episode we've had. And I think that's about it. I think that's all we can really do. We don't have too much room on that vehicle. But it looks like it's sort of connected to it. I'm happy with that. I think that's all we've got time for this episode, though, I'm afraid, guys. Caravan's done. We need to dot some more of these about. Definitely getting a size. We need a toilet block or some sort of, not necessarily maybe a toilet block. I want to have toilet block, but we want also like a reception desk or something like that. Some more sort of buildings to actually hide in. And then it'll be starting to sort of think about where the dispensers go. We can't do that until we get at least most of the map laid out, though. Because we don't want to cover up the dispensers by accident. If you guys enjoyed it, hit that like button. If you haven't already, then feel free to subscribe. And we shall see you in the next episode. Bye!